understanding mechanism of antibiotic resistance in E. coli. She is the co-president of Females Excelling More in Math and Engineering and the Sciences, a group focused on recruiting young girls from underrepresented and underserved communities into STEM fields. She also serves on the American Studies Center Executive Board as a student liaison to foster research collaborations between UW and Africa. She is passionate about diversifying STEM fields and using science to help society. Help me in welcoming Chiamaka.
Hello, everyone. I am honored and humbled to have the opportunity to share my experiences and discuss why I march for science. In my lab, shout out to the Chapman Empire, we study biofilm formation in E. coli. And biofilms are made of individual cells that stick to one another and form a complex structure that is difficult to break apart. These communities can be up to 1,000 times more resistant to antibiotic treatment. In other words, they are stronger together. I like to think of all of us marching for science as one large biofilm. No matter what comes our way, we'll adapt, persist, and thrive. My love for science stems from my mother, who has a PhD in organic chemistry from the Georgia Institute of Technology, and I watched her use her education to aid her community. Back in our hometown in Ukma village in Anambra State, Nigeria, there's a structure built in her name because she tirelessly dedicated herself to providing access to clean water for everybody in our village. As Georgia Tech was integrated in 1961, had it been several years earlier, my mother wouldn't have had access to the STEM education that allowed her to positively impact her community. If not for historically Black colleges and universities like Howard University in DC, people like Charles Richard Drew would not have had the resources to revolutionize the process of blood storage, which ultimately led to the first large-scale blood bank in America that saved hundreds of thousands of lives during World War II. Yet the very people he saved continued to oppress Black people through racist policies. And so as we think about why we march for science, we must also remember the importance of investing in diversity, equity, and inclusion. As we've seen time and time again, thank you. As we've seen time and time again, just like biofilms, diversity benefits the entire community. My third semester as a Pathways Master's student, I was a graduate student instructor for Intro to Biochemistry. And I had a young Black woman share with me that I was the first Black face she had seen teaching a senior level STEM course, an experience I am all too familiar with. I have 2 STEM degrees, 4 years research experience as a structural biochemist and a molecular biologist, and have had only 2 African American professors. In that moment, I was honored and excited to show her that there was space for her in this field because I was here. I am passionate about serving underrepresented minorities in STEM, and I do this through serving on the African Studies Center, where we foster collaborations between University of Michigan and countries in Africa, as well as co-president of FEMS, where twice a year we bring over 200 girls from underrepresented, underserved communities for a day of science hosted by women faculty, postdocs, graduate students, and undergraduate students here at the university. While I am a strong advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion, it is not my job to justify my presence here. There are a plethora of studies that show the socioeconomic factors that result in a lack of diversity in the sciences. If we can parse the literature to support our research in the lab, we can do the same for topics about the need for diversity. So I march for science because it's my passion and my way to help others, but also to represent for the underrepresented. As a prominent Chicago-based rapper, Lupe Fiasco once said, "It's never Cyclops, it's never I alone." As I work towards my dreams and my goals, I aim to bring 10 people up with me each step of the way. My ability to be successful in this place is because of those who paved the way before me. We have all benefited from the research by underrepresented minorities in STEM, and our research programs would not be what they are today without those contributions. So let's march together, because the data has always shown that diverse communities thrive. And on that note, I'd like to leave you all with the spoken word that I wrote for this event.